Hello, good morning and welcome. This is the Sakir circuit in Bahrain at the start of the 2010 Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. Hello everybody, I'm Martin Haven. Cars on the warm-up lap, as you can see already, in bright sunny conditions and with the air temperature already up into the high 20s, looking at a very hot track for the first of these two races for this opening weekend. And immediately as you see the poleman René Rast coming towards us, you see one of the big new changes to this year's Super Cup car, that enormous rear wing. 1.7 meters, that's 5'10" wide. It's absolutely monumentally wide, the huge new wing. This year's Porsche Super Cup racer based very closely on the latest iteration of Porsche's GT3R road car, with a road car front grille, very distinctive new look to the cars, and that enormous rear wing. Wider arches front and rear, bigger tyres, wider tyres, more power, 450 brake horsepower in this year's car under the driver's right foot, and Porsche's carbon ceramic brake system as well. So they go as well as they stop, or at least that is the hope. Well, René Rast, fastest man in final practice, takes pole position for the Al Faisal Lechner Racing team. And here's his new teammate, Jeroen Bleekemolen, after winning the championship the last 2 years with Conrad, has moved to the Lechner Racing team. And there are some new names to conjure with as well. On the outside of the front row of the grid, wearing the number 1, Conrad were the champion team as well as having the champion driver last year, is Nick Tandy, the 24-year-old from Beckenham in Kent, who raced predominantly in single-seaters in his early career, stepping up with Conrad Motorsport, the champion team, to Porsche Super Cup. Really impressive qualifying performance from Nick Tandy. Be very interesting to see how he deals with the heat here in Bahrain, because it's not like Brands Hatch on a wet Wednesday, and the competition level as well. Stefan Rosina, Norbert Siedler, Jeroen Bleekemolen, Jan Seifert, the rest of the top half dozen as the grid completes. Last few of our 25 starters rolling into position on the grid here in Bahrain for the start of the first of our 2 Porsche Super Cup races this weekend. Season opens here, and René Rast on pole position. Rast fastest in the qualifying session, made a couple of mistakes he reckoned, but the team running really well, Lechner Racing team. Last year runner-up in the championship, 6 wins, but didn't quite get the consistency that Jeroen Bleekemolen, the champion, did. 5 lights will come on, and when they go, a direct battle away from the lights. Rast on the rest, Nick Tandy on the right of your screen. Stefan Rosina gets away a little quicker than the Conrad car of Nick Tandy. Red machine of Lechner Racing, Stefan Rosina into second. Around the outside goes Rast's teammate Norbert Siedler, and he'll have the inside line there over Tandy as well. Nick Tandy down to 4th position, ahead of the fast-starting Alessandro Zampedri. 21 of these drivers will compete in the whole season. Tandy on the dirt on the inside. He's coming back at Siedler. Tall Austrian on the outside. But he's got the inside line here, and Tandy again hangs on. And across the dirt was Siso Kunil, the 3rd of the Conrad cars, as René Rast leads from Stefan Rosina. So the driver from Slovakia in 2nd place, really harassing René Rast. Well, Jeroen Bleekemolen taking pole and victory in both races here last year, but the previous season, 2008, Rast on pole in both races, as he will be this year. Unfortunately, 2008, Damien Faulkner won race 1, Chris Mamaro won race 2, so pole has not been a great omen in Bahrain for René Rast. Sweeping round downhill now. This highly demanding Bahrain circuit, 23 corners. And of course, the venue for the opening of the Formula 1 World Championship this year. Somebody smoking very heavily in the middle of the pack, and around at the back is that William Langhorne or Robert Vanderberg? I think it's William Langhorne, and into the pits looks to me as though that might have been Jan Seifert in the 3rd of the Veltins MRS racing cars. He's ducked into the back pit lane, so gone off track. Diving down the inside, Tim Bridgman in that white and bright yellow car number 6. Tim Bridgman, British Super Cup racer or Porsche Cup racer, now stepping up to Super Cup with Parker Racing, Stuart Parker's team, working with Sven Schnabel, and there it is on the outside. Oh, that looked like that might well have been the 22 car of Christian Engelhardt, Giltrap Racing. Up into third place goes the number 14 car of Jan Seyfarth, so it was not him in the pits then. Jan Seyfarth gets ahead of Alessandro Zampedri. First of our 10 laps gone, and Rast steaming away at the front of the field, determined to make no mistakes. New determination about René Rast this season. And again, look at this great battling here. That bright yellow is going to be really ideal for spotting Tim Bridgman. He's in a close battle at the moment with that's not William Langholm, that's Robert Vandenberg. Vandenberg's car with extra livery on it this morning after practice. And this is a really entertaining midfield battle. Abdulaziz Al Faisal is the white car at the front, a green at the rear. He's in the middle of that train. One of the top Arabian drivers. There's half a dozen of them here in the competition this weekend. Contact with a corner marker. And cars all over the place at the moment. That's Sebastian Bleekemolen in the white car with the black highlights, or what look like black highlights. There he is, the first of those two cars is Bleekemolen. One of the guest drivers right behind him. I have to say, can't tell which, because they're all predominantly white cars. As René Rast leads, battle heating up behind. Matt Halliday just picking up a place on the inside of Abdulaziz Al Faisal. Halliday, the Kiwi, returning after occasional races last year. René Rast on the right gets away quickly. Slightly slow start for the predominantly turquoise car on the outside the front row. Nick Tandy, his first racing start in Mobil 1 Porsche Super Cup. But as Stefan Rosina in the first red car goes by, up the inside, Alessandro Zampedri ducking from the driver's left to the driver's right away from the grid, made a very good getaway. There goes Zampedri. Well, this is Jeroen Bleekemolen, so in fact that is Rosina in front. Zampedri is coming on the inside though. Bleekemolen sees what's going on, goes out wide. Jeroen Bleekemolen, the reigning Super Cup champion. And again on board with Bleekemolen. This is on lap 1. And that was Tandy just squeezing his way back inside. Ah, now then. So the smoking tyre, well, we haven't had any graphics at all yet to let us know who it was who headed into the pits. So we'll have to wait and see whether they get round to ever producing any on the second of our 10 laps then. And since we haven't seen him, we have to assume that Rast is leading. He is. And a little further back, you can still see that bright yellow highlighted car of Tim Bridgman. 12th place for him, just behind Patrick Fantastic. So Tim Bridgman really in the thick of it there. Matt Halliday towards the tail of that queue, and it's Robert Lucas, the red, white and blue car, who is right behind. In fact, he's not now. Matt Halliday's got in front of Robert Lucas for 13th place. And they're all behind that black Tudor car of Duncan Heisman. Oldest, tallest, heaviest and winningest driver in the championship, Duncan Heisman.